Hello everybody, today is the Emperor card. As I always state, by looking in deeply into the symbolism of each of the cards in the tarot deck, it's useful because you're able not only to have a fuller, richer and broader understanding of what each card means, but also the symbols constantly repeat themselves. And so because they constantly repeat themselves, you're able to quite quickly pick up what each tarot card means. The other is because we're getting more modern cards now, and these modern cards sometimes only have 2 or 3 to help you to kind of remember as well, oh, what does this card stand for? And so getting to grips with the original one is really important. So we're looking at the symbols from 4 different decks. We have the original Rider-Waite-Smith, the Everyday Witch, the Witch's Tarot, and the Light Seer's Tarot. Okay, so let's just dive straight into it, because this is one of the shorter and easier cards to remember. So he's classed as a number 4 card, which means stability. He sits on a stone throne, which is immovable. So he's sat in his authority and power, and it's a really stable throne. We have mountains behind us, and I've said before and spoken more in depth about what mountains mean, but they usually represent challenges or things that we need to work a bit to attain. But here he sits above or on top of or parallel horizontally as high as the tips of the mountain. So, you know, this is showing that he's the ruler of the world, the physical 3D world. He is the father of that. He is the ultimate male ego, the same way as the Empress is the ultimate female ego. He is seated on top, gaining a broader view and a higher perspective of all that he guards. We have a very small river, a slither, almost like a ribbon, it's so teeny, which is, and as I said before, I believe that the water stands for emotions, and mattering to what the water is looking like will matter greatly to the type of emotions that are needed. So it can show here that this thin river is connecting him to the feminine aspect of himself, but it's behind him, quite far behind him. So this is looking at his subconscious. His dreams are influenced by his emotions, giving him a certain amount of intuition. But he's a very narrow view emotionally. This is not his forte. As I reminded again of Harry Potter when Hermione says that, what's his name? Not Rod. I can't believe I've forgotten his name. Ron has got the emotional depth of a teaspoon, something like that. So yeah, he kind of has the emotional range of a teaspoon, but you know, he relies on the yang of the side, where the Empress is the yin. So he's logic, analysis and reason. He's got lots of passion though. He's very passionate about the people that he serves and his role in life. Very passionate. And some have said that's a heart. I don't know. But people have said he wears his heart on his sleeve. I don't know. I kind of think it's more to do with this guy is up front. He's not scared of anybody, but he uses wisdom whenever he's going to voice what he feels strongly about. He has an orb in his left hand, signifying the feminine symbol of balance. It also means heaven and spirituality. He embraces that aspect, but on the right hand, he is holding the scepter. Remember, the right hand of God, seated on the right hand of God. So this is all about his divine power that's being given to him on earth, but he embraces the feminine power too, and understands that gives him balance. He's got the Egyptian symbol of life and balance, which is very phallic, and yes. Right, we also have the Ankh. That's the word I was looking for, the Ankh. Now, he has the 4 heads of the rams. So again, for great stability, he's seated in his Aries. So if you get this card, people will often say, oh, there may be an Aries popping in your life, or someone that's showing very Aries traits. With Aries, they are symbolized as having leadership and courage, and also aggression. You know, once they get an idea of what they want, they will go for it, and don't have an awful lot of patience with those that will stand in their way if they feel it is the right thing that they should be doing. So this card, when you see a lot of red as well, it's displaying that Mars is the ruler. Mars is the planet which is the ruler of Aries. It's showing us this is a fire element card, and a sign of Aries if you're looking at it, the zodiac. He's strategic. He's a ruler. He has authority, but he's thoughtful and wise, firm but fair. And he creates safety for those who are around him. He's the father, the Empress's partner, and he leads by example, and he stands firm in his reality, which is why you've got the stone. Whenever you see armor, that is demonstrating iron and steel, which connect him to Mars again, but also armor protects and shields. The gold crown is, especially the fact that it also has jewels on, is symbolizing the sun is rising behind him. Again, divine leadership given to him by God. He's a crown monarch, and as such he has that rulership and authority. He's looking to the right, and some would say he's looking to his other half, which is the Empress. Others have intimated that this probably means that he doesn't just look at things dead on and just sees it for what he is. He looks behind. He's very strategic in that way, that he doesn't take things at face value, and that he's inquisitive enough to go, what's really going on behind the scenes? He's facing us, which says that he's very straightforward. He has a straightforward approach, and the white hair and beard always symbolizes wisdom and dignity, authority, virility, the philosopher, experience and tradition. You know, this is somebody who's fought all of his battles, as we could see with the mountains behind him, and he's very high up. So there's a certain amount of structure that he's put in place, a certain amount of regulations that he stands by. We can tell that because of the very small amount of blue and this very small amount of river that is behind him. So we can see that this is a man that isn't really moved by emotions that well. He's already tried and tested how to rule, and so he really goes more by logic than he does anything else. So the red, whenever you see red in a card, it denotes the root chakra. Orange, and a lot of orange here, looks at the sacral chakra, and yellow, we have yellow here with the ground and the tops of the mountain, and that denotes the solar plexus chakra. So red again looks at passion, aggression, romance. Orange is looking at relationships, control, money, creativity, optimism and enthusiasm, which is all very Aries again. And the yellow looks at self-esteem, confidence and personal power. Again, all of these are very, very Aries traits. Okay, so looking at this upright, I think you kind of know that if you get a man like this in your life, or a person that has these sorts of traits, or they are an Aries coming into your life, you kind of know that, you know, here's a man that can again, here's a man that is very wise, very boss-like, not to say bossy, but if it's turned and reversed, then you have got somebody who's quite tyrannical, probably not very balanced, probably a bit power crazed, and it's possible that in that situation probably you should show a little bit of wisdom in how you deal with this person and let their true colours come through. Are they really the emperor, or are they the reversed emperor? But whatever they are, they're going to be a very big, strong presence. Not necessarily a strong presence personality wise where they barge into a room, but they could be somebody who contemplates, but is very contemplative. I never say that word. But you've just got to work out, is this somebody who is coming from a contemplative avenue, which is for your good, or possibly somebody who will want to control you. So look at and see whether it's reversed or upright. But generally this is a man who, you know, he's the boss. So let's look at where some of the, very quickly, where some of the symbols are present in these. So we have here, we can see that he's not got an orb, but he does have the Ankh symbol there. He's got a chess piece, which is showing that he's strategic. We have the ram, the Aries sign. We have further colours of the different 3 chakras of yellow, orange and red. We also have the Aries symbol of not just the colours, but also the fact that this is a man who's strategic, who's seated confidently, who knows what he wants, knows how to get it, and with this wonderful yellow that is coming through again, which is all talking about self-esteem and confidence and power. He's sitting and happy in his solar plexus chakra. Now let's move to a different one, because that's really a simple one here. You know, he is a boss of the material 3D world, and yeah. Over here we've got lots of armor. We've got the blue and we've got the red, so in intuition, it's the only kind of intuition color I can see here with the blue. We have the red, so his cloak is one of with the white and the red. So we can see here that here is someone who has a pure understanding of where he is backed by, which is God ordained king of his country. He's seated very high up. He's seated very high up in the mountains, so he's reached the pinnacle, and he's spending a lot of time looking and investigating the constellations here, because he's fought his battles. He's now taking the time to do the things which are much more deeper work. Because this is also a sign as well of not just about a leadership role coming towards you, or as somebody in leadership coming towards you. But it's also representing, you know, the establishment, being in a position of strength, or being asked to be in a position of strength, or somebody is coming from a position of strength. It can also be about direction and the tone of that direction, protecting or defending. But it's definitely a card of wisdom, I think. And it's somebody who can create order out of any chaos that may be coming. So if you receive this card, you know you're being asked, you know, if it's, for instance, a question of what do I need to do to gain what I want to gain, then this tarot card is saying to you, well, let's look at being a bit systematic about things. Let's be organized. Let's apply some reason. You know, let's apply some rules and guidelines, and probably even some boundaries. And also it may be about working within legal systems. So he really is setting the standard high. He's setting what, you know, any further kings that come after him have got to be pretty great, really, because he sets the bar very high. Okay, hopefully you've enjoyed that, and hopefully you've really got it into your brain about what this card means. As I say, you know, this is a man of years, which is why, you know, in the Witch's Tarot here, he's just looking at this peaceful land that he's around, because he's fought all of his battles. You know, there is the Aries sign on his armor, shoulder plate. And, you know, he's able to sit back because of the years of experience that in all the battles that he has won. And so he's able to sit down for a bit and to just look at all that he purveys. Okay, hopefully, I think I've covered everything. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this video, and hope to see you soon for the Hierophant. Thank you. Bye.